I think one of the big ones people have is that they're worried that they won't be able to move house. Completely wrong. All the products we do are portable, like a standard mortgage would be. So the idea is, if you want to move house, that's fine. We literally just pick up the mortgage, put it onto the new property. If it meets lenders' criteria, no problem, no penalty. Exactly the same as a standard mortgage would be. There's always a possibility with equities, and this is what worries people the most, is that you'll end up owing more than the property's worth. And potentially that could be the case. With the way the interest compounds, if people don't make any payments, it will eat through the equity, and it could get to a point, if you've lived for an awful long period of time, sort of 20, 30 years, that you end up owing more than the property's worth. At that point, if you then die, which is when these mortgages have to be repaid, the lender will only receive back the value of the property, not the actual full debt. So it doesn't matter, you could have £1 million in the bank, the lender can't touch that, they can only get the value of the property or the debt, whichever is lower. With equity release mortgages, there is no requirement to ever make payments, which is one of the things people are always concerned about. So yes, you can make payments, and we always encourage people to make payments where they can, because that again will stop the compounding effect of the interest and keep more equity in that property for later on. In fact, some of the lenders themselves that we use will even offer a discount on the interest rate based on how much you pay. So if you commit to pay, say, 50%, 75%, 100% of the interest, they will discount the rate accordingly. People are always worried about that if something happens to one person, the other partner will have to move out of the property. That isn't the case. These mortgages are already repaid on death or going to long-term care of the second person, not the first. So if we do have an instance where, say you've got a couple in a property but it's only in one person's name, as a duty of care, we'll make sure that property goes into joint names at the time when we do the actual mortgage for them. One of the biggest worries people have is that they will no longer own their home. Wrong. All the mortgages we do are exactly that. They are a mortgage. So you always own your home. There are deals out there, which are called home reversion plans, where you sell all or part of your property to a lender in exchange for an amount of money, very much discounted for what the true value is, and you have the right to live in that property for the rest of your days. It works for some people. We don't deal with any of those. Everything we do is purely a mortgage. Therefore, you always own your home. People always think that equity release plans are expensive, and to a degree, they will always be more expensive than standard mortgage. Standard mortgage you will have for a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year fixed term. Our deals are all fixed for life. So you'll be fixing your rate for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So it will always be that little bit more expensive. At the moment, around about 0.75% to 1% higher than a 5-year fixed rate. People always think that you have to take all the money in one go. There is no real need to do that. And certainly where people are looking to use the money for, say, an income, there's no point in taking an amount of money. So as an example, if, say, you need £10,000 of income every year for the next, say, 10 years, yes, you could take out £100,000, but then if you're paying an interest rate of, say, 6%, but at the end of the first year you owe £106,000, and all you actually needed was £10,000. So that £10,000 you've borrowed has realistically cost you £6,000. What we use is what's called a drawdown facility. It's like a big overdraft. The idea is we set the facility up for £10,000, but importantly you only pay interest on the amount you borrow, not the facility. So if you borrow that £10,000 in that first year, all you've actually paid out in interest is £600, not £6,000. I think the most important thing with all types of equity release is making sure it's the right product for the person. That's why the advice we give is so important. The main thing you always look at is, again, the right amount at the right time in the right way. That's what advice is for.